I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington.
What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It's me, the resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington. It's episode 73 of the Mad Titan Podcast. I know it's been a delay in this, but y'all know how it's been. Shit's been hectic. Thank you for everybody who listened to episode 72 that I had to push through. That was a hard one to do, especially talking about Chadwick Boseman and what he meant to everything and his life and legacy. And the memory still hurts on, but now I feel like we can address a few little things from, moving forward and whatnot, and I'll get into that later. But this week, I got a special guest with me. I've been trying to get her ass on here for like, she out here, brand new, bougie out here being a superstar. I want to bourgeoisie. I'm so mad that ain't nobody gonna see the videos for us. The audio y'all are here. She's a cosplay comedian, Twitch streamer. What else do you do? Artist. Like, you do a lot of shit.
I rap. So check out my mixtape.
Check. Probably drop the SoundCloud link for y'all. Roxy Haze in the building. What's happening?
What's up, everybody? Woo!
Long enough. It was funny because we were supposed to record this earlier than when we did. Y'all don't know exactly when we recorded, but like I was sitting in here in the stream and our link to do the episode, and I was like, "This is why I hate niggas." This is why I hate niggas. But real quick, before I even go further, because everybody was like, damn, niggas off jump.
Off the top.
New to the podcast. This here, I get you caught up on all the things happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universe. This is Barbershop Talk for Nerds. So you are new here. Here's the drill. If you going to be in your feelings, this is not the place for you to be. If you going to find yourself getting upset by some shit, this is not the place to be. If you feel like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't for you. Everybody knows I keep it A100, and I always try to do that, and that's all I'm going to continue to do. But yeah, so tell the people before we get into this, man, for those who may not be familiar to who you are.
Wait, hold on one second. My child's talking to me. I'm doing a podcast now. What's up? Hold on. Sorry. I forgot to tell her I was recording. What's up? Yes.
Don't trip.
Get my wallet, please, Maya.
got a little parent. You know what? It's the best thing about it because it's like, people have real lives outside of the shit we do.
Yeah, like this live streaming really is dope because it really this is how we're communicating now. Mm-hmm. So you're getting to see comedians in their natural element, and it's just so funny how many people are not their persona. Like most people, for the most part, I will say that I am pretty much who I am online is pretty much who I am. But like it'll be people who I'm talking to that are like hella shit talkers and they're just like super rude or they're like edgy. And then like you'll do a live stream and they'll be like, hold on one second, my wife's talking to me. Yes, dear. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, you a bitch though. But you a bitch though. You was
bitch trying to talk tough.
Yeah, you be talking about women ain't shit, da 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 da. You over here like, your wife got your ass. So it's just really
I think it's always been that way with the shit talking is dudes, especially you see online, the ones that try to talk super fucking tough. You always been like, something ain't right about this.
It's false. This is not right. But before my child started talking to me, what was your question?
I was saying, go ahead and tell the people a little bit about you for those who may not be familiar with who you are.
My dog hopping in. I need my screen time. So my name is Roxxy Haze. Like you said, I am a stand-up comedian. I also am a writer. I cosplay. I have a whole lot of different cosplays. I'm actually working on some more. I'm really into anime. I'm really into Disney, of course, comic books. I think that's like a prerequisite for being a nerd. You have to like comic books. I sing. I do a lot of different stuff. I rap. I do a lot of different stuff. But ultimately, most of my stuff is based in specifically blurredom. I know a lot of people don't like the term blurred. I don't give a fuck. Shut the fuck up. I love the word blurred because I like being segregated from white nerds. I'm sorry. I love it. I love being able to talk shit with black people about our experience in the nerd culture. I love it. I don't care. I love it.
I'm glad you said that because a lot of people, you have had those Hotep type nerds, as I call them, who have tried to really come at people who call themselves blurs and like, why you got to be a black nerd? Why you just can't be a nerd? Because we've had to have that where we have our community gap. Because even though people act like the nerd world is still just as racist as any other world.
Oh, yeah, it might be worse because they hide more, you know?
They hide more. And then because they can hide more, and then you have to remind them, like, yo, you're a fan of what? Comic books? You're a fan of what in particular? Like,
it's so funny.
Like, how are you this hateful in your heart when your fandom is based off of shit that's about minorities? But yeah, I'm fine with, like, a lot of people tried to come at me at one point about the title for the show Blurs in the Hood. And they were like, yo, why y'all blurs and why is it Blurs in the Hood? I was like, first of all, that happens.
Yeah, all the time.
So I was like, first of all, like, yo, we'd like to call it, we're blurs, we're black nerds. It's what it is. It's just, it is what it is. Why you just can't say black nerd? Because Black Nerds in the Hood is a terrible sounding title.
That sounds really bad.
It's a terrible sounding
Black
title.
Nerds in the Hood.
That sounds terrible.
Well,
but
so
also,
long.
we with the show we do, we also say it's unapologetically black. Like, we know who we are. We stand on who we are. We're not going to change it. And we've garnered more viewers and respect and listenership over people knowing the genuine nature of who we are. Like, yo, people who get mad at the simplest of shits, I never understand that. Like, I still don't understand, because I remember when I first did something for BuzzFeed, I think it was like 3 years ago when Black Lightning was about to drop. And they had a whole article, because it's still on YouTube, about blurs, about Black Lightning and black comic book characters. And black people in the comments, even some white people, why do you have to have black nerds? Why you just can't be a nerd? Because everybody that has to be a character, before black characters became more prominent to everybody, in order for us to play some, we were always labeled as the black version. We couldn't just be, you couldn't just be Captain Marvel. You would have to be Monica Rambeau. You couldn't be Carol Danvers. Because if you're Carol Danvers, then you're the black Carol Danvers. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm trying to be the Hulk, I'm the black Hulk. Why I just can't be the Hulk? So I get that shit, man. I get it. I the thing is it's about, you would, like I said, you would think this culture, the nerd, the geek world, you would think these communities out of anything would be the most open and diverse. It is what it is. But anyway, I always kick news off what I got in my Marvel news of the day, and it ain't much, but this is just some stories I found. So for some reason, Marvel's The Eternals is now just Eternals. That is just something I felt like I need to say. I don't get it. Don't know why the left.
Yeah, why?
But it has to have a reason.
Maybe some type of copyright something. It has to be.
I don't even think it's. Let me see, because I think I saw the story about why, but I think it's probably because of what they're doing with the characters. You know what I'm saying? Loses the. Like, I'm sitting at Google, Marvel, The Eternals loses the. Okay, here's the article. Yeah. Depending on when you read the news, blah, 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 blah. They posted that it'll be that. The use of the article. It says, we're going to assume the final decision was made for stronger packaging on ancillary products like action figures, t-shirts, or the slightly famous line, The Social Network. Someone thought dropping the was cleaner. Oh, that's it. Okay. Just, it was cleaner. Okay.
That's stupid.
Okay,
I mean, I get it, but I don't see how the makes the packaging list.
Think about it. Because Marvel's actually Marvel's The Avengers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I'm like, how is it changing?
I don't know. All right, so that's that. Other news, this was kind of interesting when I heard about it. Silk is getting a live action series from Sony. Now, Sony, if you didn't know, is really stepping up their Spider-Verse. They believe they can do this on their own, and I think somebody needs to calm them down on that. Because like, you're using the success of Tom Holland from the MCU, which I get. But to try to say you're going to build this other universe, it some of these characters the stories don't match unless you're using all Spider-Man, but I don't think some of the stories will stand alone without the rest of the Marvel characters. So Silk's supposed to get hers. Jackpot is coming. Madam Web is getting a movie. Silver and Black, they may turn those into individual series or movies, which again, who is looking for Silver Sable?
And that's what I'm trying to put it all together with the list, but I'm like, do I care? Like, but you know, we're nerds. We still probably gonna watch it, but it's like I don't. Yeah, but it's like I don't care. Like you
Right.
said, nobody's checking for that. Nobody's
checking for that. We getting Kraven the Hunter, which again, Kraven the Hunter works if Kraven's hunting Spider-Man, but it would have been best if Kraven was hunting the Black Panther because the story would have worked. And again, but that's Sony wanting to,
because they want to do it by themselves. They can't
want to do it by themselves. But again, also we all know, for those of us who follow it, and I've said it before, that deal with Sony and Disney for Spider-Man was never meant to last.
Yeah.
It was never a permanent deal. Like, we all want Spider-Man in the MCU and the Avengers and all that. It was never meant to be a permanent thing. So, yeah, we got to let it go eventually. Fine. But I don't
Not right now.
Yeah, not right now. And also, I don't want that if they let it go, that means that we have to eventually have an MCU Spider-Man and a Sony Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
That sounds stupid.
It sounds dumb. Sounds dumb. Unless you allow one, unless you do with
another universe,
you bring another universe, because we've already proven that those things exist. So I'll be fine with that note.
But yeah, it can't be. Then it can't. I don't want to see Tom Holland, and you know what I mean. Like and I want another Spider-Man. Then I want a whole other.
Give me a live action Peter B. Parker. I think. Yeah. No, I want my live action Miles Morales before anything else. That's what I want more than anything else. My live Miles Morales, and I'm good. In other news, it's the rumor mill, but why is it the rumor mill when it should be obvious? Speed and Wiccan are set to appear in WandaVision. Duh. Like, it's one of those.
Your face is so
kids. It's one of her kids.
Duh.
Like,
it was just so sassy. It was so unnecessarily sassy how you said it.
And also, that's the other part. I'm sorry. Not just that. Yeah, it was super sassy on me.
Bitch.
But they're also set to appear in Doctor Strange, Into the Multiverse of Madness. Again, duh. The bad guy is okay.
I wish I could see his face.
I wish y'all could see it too, because it hurts my head when it's like
he's so upset. Like, this isn't a rumor. Yeah, it's like it's source material. Like,
because WandaVision is supposed to go directly into Doctor Strange, Into the Multiverse of Madness, which means Wanda will go from being Wanda Maximoff to the Scarlet Witch officially, which would make her the bad guy. Which in the Multiverse of Madness, her fucking kids would exist. Like, why is this? Why is it got to be in the rumor mill? It's a fucking.
It's a thing. It's a thing already that we know about.
Goddamn thing. This is a thing. This is something real. Some of these rumor mills, when I hear them and stuff, that's why I don't always report them, because it's like, yeah, that's pretty much going to happen. Because if you know what Marvel has done with their cinematic universe, Marvel Studios, shall I say, and Kevin Feige, they know what source material is. They know what they can do, what they can't do, what they can push the envelope with, what they can tease with.
What people will accept, yeah.
It just hurts my soul.
You want to know? I got into it with somebody earlier, and I know you probably already talked about Black Panther, because they were like, I don't think people were saying Shuri should become Black Panther. Shuri shouldn't, because why would his sister be Black Panther? I was like, because it happens in the comics, bitch. Like, are you serious? Are you serious? And that's, I'm like, see, that's why y'all don't deserve these things. These things aren't for you. Like, if you don't know, and I'm not saying like you can't watch Marvel movies if you don't read the comics or if you've never read a comic, but I don't think you should be allowed to speak on stuff if you don't understand. Like, people aren't making this up. This is source material.
I had somebody try to come at me and told me I don't know what I'm talking about because they've watched all the movies multiple times. And I had to let them know, look, you pay to watch the movies. I get paid to talk about, and write about movies. We are not the same.
We're not the same. I study this. I'm a doctor of comic books. I have a PhD.
Because yes, so for everybody who's on, and I'm glad we got to bring this up now. It's time to start having a little fun and moving forward. In the comic books, Shuri takes the mantle when T'Challa disappears. After a while, T'Challa reappears and he takes the mantle back.
I'm trying to remember. Was this when he was in New York being Daredevil and shit, or was that?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah. He took over. Yeah. He took over Matt Murdock's role as Daredevil. So here, ladies and gentlemen who are listening, and people who are like, it can't happen. This is how you do it. Because everybody keeps saying, well, we should never recast the role. You're a fucking liar. You need to have T'Challa keep going. Now, depending on who you cast on it, that's a different thing. Everybody keep going John David Washington. I'm like, can you get somebody else? Like, can we do him. Like I've got my options. I'd rather do Yahya Abdul-Mateen II or Yolanda. Those are my choices. But this is what you do. You do Black Panther 2. T'Challa's disappeared. Naturally takes the mantle. While you're doing Black Panther 2, if you're Kevin Feige and them, you're finding who's the new T'Challa at the time. So when Black Panther 3 comes around, you can introduce him. That is, it gives you about 4 to 5 years to let that ride out.
Yep, and let us be okay with you casting somebody else. Because if you do it right now, we're not going to be okay with it. People are not going to no, because it's Sutton. Everybody love. I know you probably already talked about it. Everybody loved Chadwick. He was an amazing actor. So you can't just. It'll be too abrupt. But like if you do that, it's still within the storyline. And then Black Panther 3 can even be like us seeing him disappear, and it doesn't have to be him going to be with Daredevil. Because who owns Daredevil?
Charlie Cox right now. The dude who played it from the TV shows. But then here's the other dumbass meme I saw.
It's always dumbass memes with people that can't spell.
The only person that should become Black Panther is Killmonger. And somebody said, and I quote, "This is how you do it. You use the Infinity Stone to bring him back." And I said, I hate all of you fucking people because you bring back the Infinity Stones. You have to go back to Thanos because
all of that comes back.
All of that comes back.
And all of that was before. So we're gonna go back to the snap. So we're gonna bring back Tony Stark. We're gonna bring back all of this for the no.
We're moving forward. And Killmonger does come back in Black Panther 2 for anybody who doesn't know.
He wasn't. They never showed him dead.
Even if he is dead, you know how he comes back? He's in the ancestral plane because he's not dead. Yeah, he was the Black Panther.
He's back. Yep, you're right.
He took the mantle. He becomes a Black Panther. He goes to the ancestral plane. So y'all be like, shouldn't nobody but Michael B. Jordan. Shut the whole fuck up.
We can bring back all the Black Panther. yeah. It's a lot that could happen.
So that was my thing on that. I was like, oh, we're not the same. Like, so here's some other. I had some
nerd rage.
So this was one of the funniest stories about Marvel I saw this week. Scarlett Johannson recently came out and told how she learned about Black Widow's death in Avengers Endgame. This is what she said. Quote, "Kevin called me and said, look, obviously we're at a place where there's going to be big sacrifices and big losses. We had all anticipated that, so it didn't seem out of character." That's what she said. Then she goes on to say, "It kind of made sense to me, I guess, even though I was sad about it. But after I hung up the phone, I remember I thought, okay, I guess it's me." She's like, "It took me a minute to process it. It was bittersweet and not a shock." Can you imagine being one of the main stars of a movie
and never reading?
No, they didn't tell any of them. They didn't tell them. They didn't tell nobody
at all.
So what they did was they shot everybody's death on purpose.
Oh,
so they had the Russo shoot everybody's death. So if it came out that damn Captain America dies, then you're like, wait, what? Or damn Thor died, or damn Iron Man died. You didn't know who actually died.
Gotcha.
So, but when you find out, you like, it's you. You fucking. I get back to that phone call. They'd be like, yeah, so we moving. Look, it's nothing hard. You're like, okay, all right. God bless you. Bye.
So you died.
I just like, and the problem is you really can't tell nobody because again, you're under heavy NDA contracts. Like you want to call.
You're just in there crying by yourself.
Like they gonna kill me in the movie. They're like, what? They gonna kill me? What movie?
She can't.
The
Marriage Story.
But you got to imagine her just being hurt about that. So, I mean, I get it, but they also said, like, they were talking about what's the big thing about Black Widow is her passing the mantle over, which everybody was like, again, a duh.
Yeah.
We know what the deal is about that. So that's all I got from Marvel news. Because again, there hasn't been any Marvel news, but DC been, here we go. This is a good one. I can't wait to talk about this. So Warner Brothers came out and said that Ray Fisher has not been cooperating in their investigation. Now, for those who don't remember, Ray Fisher went on Twitter and basically aired out Joss Whedon and Jeff Johns, right? It was like, yo, they on bullshit. Joss Whedon made it horrible, blah, 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 blah. So
they on bullshit.
They on bullshit. So Warner Brothers their statement. As soon as their statement came out, Ray Fisher tweeted, and he said, "Thank you all for your support and for seeing through WB Pictures' desperate and scattershot to discredit me and to continue to protecting those in power." He said, "I met with the investigator via Zoom on August 26th. Below is an email I sent to my team and SAG-AFTRA immediately afterwards. Here's the email he sent them." This one got real and spicy, real fast. He said, "Hey crew, just got off the line with the investigator. Had to end the interview early before going into detail with him. He's definitely been put on the case by Warner Brothers Picture, not Warner Media. His findings will go directly and solely to Warner Brothers Picture Legal. He also had another person on the line as witness, which we weren't made aware of. I told him I needed to have a rep on the line as security for myself. He tried to keep me on the line, but I told him I would need to consult my team before proceeding. Can we jump on a call soon? Best, Ray." Then he said, he followed that up with that out of that tweet by saying, "It's also worth noting that I made it very clear to the world on August 21st that I would be vetting the investigator to ensure a fair and protected process for all witnesses. WB Pictures has escalated this to an entirely different level, but I'm ready to meet the challenge. A is greater than the E. Accountability greater than entertainment. 2-2. Those second half of that. Yo, super nasty before it gets better."
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I like it though because we get to watch.
Oh, we watching it like this thing. It's because it's historic the way it's about to happen. Because you got him first of all, he gets to speak up. I'm with Ray speaking up and speaking out automatically. I'm all for that. Mm-hmm. But he gets to speak up even more because of the Snyder Cut. That's coming out name. Mm-hmm. I acknowledge it fully by name. Everyone who listens to this podcast knows I hate talking about it. Because of the Snyder Cut, now he gets to say his piece because, of course, he's going to be featured more in it and blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Which leads me to believe that there was something with Joss Whedon and Jeff Johns on set because that means they had to have beef with him or him beef with them. So they was like, all right, cut this nigga scenes. Now, I'm not saying Joss Whedon used the words cut this nigga scenes. that would really be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be interesting because if his story, when they come out with the Snyder Cut, when we see it, it adds so much more depth to the film, not just to his character. It's going to say a lot. Yeah. So what's your thoughts on all that?
I don't even I'm just messy. I just want to see how it unfolds. I'm not even picking a side or anything. I just like drama. And I love when it's just I love industry white people drama. Because they have no code. There's no code. So we're about to find out everything. We're about to get dirt from everybody from all sides because there's no code. Right. I just want to see what's gonna happen. I didn't even see that shit. So I'm just ooh, I'm looking it up now. What are you talking about?
It's that tea you want that's hot and spicy.
Yeah, this shit, this is legit. I'm about to you gotta sip it.
You gotta just sip it and enjoy it. But again, I think because there are people who are trying to say Ray is just trying to jumpstart his career, and there are others who are like, yo, you might need to call people out. And the thing is, it'd be a different story when Ray called Joss Whedon out if no one else had anything to say. But then you started having people saying stuff. Now, granted, they were he discredited, he was talking shit about Snyder's work in the editing bay. He's a director. He's allowed to say that.
Yeah, it's like a coworker.
Yeah, they're not working side by side on this. He's a new director brought in to finish this project. He's not brought in to say, don't you just love what you're seeing? He's supposed to be brought in, was no, let's change this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Again, he was brought in for reshoots. But I was yo, I am here for all of this that's about to happen.
I know.
So I've been saying this for the past week and a half. The DC new version of the DCEU film universe, whatever you want to call it, is doing all it got to do to go viral per se. And man, viral was the wrong term to use because we found out both Black Adam and the Batman got COVID.
Oh God!
Robert Pattinson himself, the Batman himself, caught COVID, and they had to shut down production.
Oh shit!
They was But here's the crazy part.
I didn't know that.
It's resumed production without him on set, which for some people who probably like, you can't do that. Yes, you can. You know why?
Yeah,
It's called scenes without him.
Gotta get some B-roll, buddy. Like you.
Well, no, there's a bunch of other scenes that don't
just other shit.
Yeah,
or just
like,
the skyline. I like when they shoot the B-roll. I like seeing the sky.
No, I don't think it's just B-roll. Like I said, you got scenes with Commissioner Gordon, with Selena Kyle, with the red penguin, and all them. But I just want to know, like, the question should be not when did he get it, but how did he get it?
And who else got it?
Right, because it's like, did he get it from somebody on set? Was he out here being reckless in the streets of London? You know what I'm saying? It's so much you have to ask. But now him trying to, seclude himself and, quarantine himself and to get rid of it. Like, I'm hoping for the best because it would be really fun. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before I go further, this is going to be a dark statement I'm going to make.
Oh, no, God.
I'm letting you know ahead of time it's going to be a real dark statement I'm going to make. And I know y'all going to be like, God damn, that's cold. But this is something we got to think about. What happens if worse come to worse and he succumbs to complications due to COVID?
Come on, man. No. Stop it. Look, I know that's a thing that could happen.
It's a thing. How do you just say, shit, so how much of his face did you get? What?
No, I hope they don't. They better not. After that Superman shit with the mustache, they better. Y'all are done.
Look, it's not that hard to find a dude that looks like he's in My Chemical Romance because that's what the fuck Robert Pattinson is Bruce Wayne looks like.
Don't you ever come for the Black Parade like that.
But
when it's my shit.
But I don't want him. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. But again, you have to look at it like, damn, this stopped production for a minute, then it restarted, and there's been so many people who are like, no production should start again, which being in Australia has dispelled all that shit real quick. Because Australia is like, oh, we're cool over here. I don't know. Hey, mate, we're cool here. Like, they're filming Shang-Chi, Mortal Kombat, Jurassic, all those are filming over there. Blockbuster movies are filming in Australia with no problem, right? Now he's in London, which is like, again, it lets you know, but it's just so wild because now this isn't just a character in a film. This is the titular character. This is the main dude who got sick with something. And again, I didn't want to have to make it dark, but again, we have to be honest. People we've heard about getting it all of a sudden turn around and succumb. And yes, again, it is due to pre-existing conditions, but damn, the effects that some people have had afterwards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It takes longer to kind of get back to normal. Like people that have had it for like months and months and months, and they still aren't fully 100%. Yeah.
Right. So, you're fighting with it.
That sucks.
I wish him nothing but the best in a speedy recovery. I completely do. But it's like, damn, because even if it wasn't the Batman, if it was any other movies, it puts so much into perspective. You know what I'm saying? It puts so much into perspective. It makes you look at things completely like, wow, anybody can catch this. And again, like, what happens if? I guess that's just how I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. It just sounded so bad, but I get what you were saying.
Of course, it sounds terrible. Of course. So DC's second part of Fandom going down this upcoming Saturday, September 12th. Now, if you remember back on the 22nd when they first did Fandom, it was supposed to be everything. Everything. And what I mean by everything was movies, TVs, cartoon, games, all that. And everybody was like, that's way too much for 24 hours. The fuck is wrong with y'all? So they split it in 2 days. And the second day coming up is going to be the cartoon world and the TV world. And so are you excited for the second one? Were you excited for the first one? How did you feel about it?
I'm not going to lie. I didn't care.
Okay, that's it. Go ahead.
I haven't been able to care about anything just because I've been busy. So I'll be seeing stuff and I'm like, I ain't gonna get to be part, I ain't gonna get to actually participate in it. So I'm not gonna get myself all excited.
Well, now that makes a whole lot of sense. Like for me, when I watched it, I ain't gonna lie, the first time I was watching it, so when I heard about it, I was like, if I don't get a phone call to do one of these goddamn panels, and I know, hell no. Hell no, I was heated. And then it was like they didn't, and then I found out why I didn't get it and like who got certain things. And I was like, I'm all good. Trust me, I'm good.
Okay.
I know it. Again, the DC family, like legit loves me. Like the DC TV family, I'm part of the family. Like I'm cool. Like there's plans for things with me in the, you know what I'm saying, going forward, like in shows. And so I'm like, I'm cool. Films, I was like, I understand. I don't know too many people on the film side, whatever. But I enjoyed watching the trailers they gave and some things and the way they did it in this day and age. Well, now they're trying to figure out, Warner Brothers is trying to figure out how they can effectively monetize the fan enthusiasm. They were like, because they realized,
we need this bread. Yeah, we can get
this money. Yo, they got 22 million viewers. On the
they better get this bread.
So this is what Ann Sarnoff, the head of Warner Media Studios and Networks Groups, she said, Fandom went well beyond the dyed-in-the-wool comics fans and had a noticeable impact on HBO Max. It got its numbers up. She said in a new interview that the event spiked interest in its existing films and on HBO Max, and corporate was taking notice and hoped to capitalize on that enthusiasm going forward. So next weekend's event seems like a likely first outlet for such a strategy. She's like, yo, we're using all of our businesses to drive new business. The only way I can see you monetizing this is pushing HBO Max. Like you cannot go from having a free thing for everybody to be a part of to charging people now to watch it.
Yeah, it's like I saw it for free last year. I'm good.
Like I did not even last year. I just saw it for free 2 weeks, like 2-3
Wait,
weeks
they're trying to do it like a weekly, like a monthly thing, or like
a
yearly?
No. They're just trying to figure out for this next one that's coming up.
Okay.
How to make some money off of it. And it's like the only way I think you can, like I said previously, is you literally have to just say, look, HBO Max, blah, 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 blah. Like that's what it is. You really can't push because DC Universe is almost dead.
Yeah, and especially if it's gonna be close to each other like that, there's no way. There's no way
because they're canceling they moving all DC Universe shows to HBO Max and all these different things. So it's like, okay, that's almost done. It is what it is in regards to that. But man, like if they start charging, I think they would piss the world off. But
it's gonna be like, nah, people just gonna say no.
Yeah. Have you been a part of any of the virtual Comic-Cons that have happened this year? I know you've been super busy this year.
I keep signing up for them and then I keep missing them. Like Crunchyroll, is Crunchyroll's going on right now?
I think it's this weekend, yeah.
Yeah, Crunchyroll, I missed that one. And then it was the Adult Swim one, I missed that one. It's a couple other cons. And it's just because I started gaming and doing some other stuff, and now I'm working with All Def. So I'm doing that too. And the other thing I do too. So it's like I'm doing all this shit. So I'll be wanting to do it, but then I don't get to. or I'm work or I'm sleepy or what have you. Like I've heard that they're pretty cool.
So I've been fortunate to moderate panels for them for different cons. It's cool. It's just like it's doing streaming. You know, it's nice to be a part of it. You're just interviewing the people. You're just talking. You know, the same thing like just streaming. There's nothing major about it, but to know that more eyes are on you because of what it is helps out a lot. You know what I'm saying? I did a couple panels for FanX Salt Lake Comic Con because that's like family. I'm mad that I couldn't go and all the con season was done. I did things for Mainframe Comic Con, Virtual Comic Con. What was the other ones I've done? There's a couple other ones I've been in touch with that's coming up, and I'm in talks for another Comic Con because they're like, yo, would you like to be a part of this? And I'm like, sure. What the fuck else am I doing? You know, because it's like really I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing much, so I might as well be a part of these. And again, they're fun. They're fun. They're real fun. I'm having a blast with them. So, you know, it's interesting. Again, I just think I've been saying this to people. I think that this is going to tell a lot on how it affects the Comic-Con in-person industry next year if it opens back up.
Yeah.
Because you got DC Fandom where they can get people to sit and watch shit, right? You got 22 million viewers. You didn't have to fly no talent out. You didn't have to put talent up. You didn't have to buy marketing tools. You didn't have to spend no money really.
Yeah.
And so why would I go back to San Diego Comic-Con if I can do this at home? I mean, yeah, basically at home.
In my drawers.
Right. And then you got Marvel, Marvel Studios who's owned by Disney. Disney has D23 that they can do whenever they want. So it's like
I wanted to see that. So that's one I'm hyped for. Like I was hyped for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that's the thing, like D23 happens again. If it happens virtual, what's to say that if it again we save all this money, do we need to go and be at San Diego? And then it puts a real big sting on what Comic-Con is as itself. Because again, if it's not San Diego or New York, these big companies ain't coming out. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, because they're like, we can save money.
It's a ton of dough. Like, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I think Comic Cons will kind of go back to, and I'm not complaining about this either. How they were originally, where it might not just be, it's more smaller people, more kind of independent stuff, which will be good for us because ticket prices were cheap as shit, and you can actually go directly talk to artists, directly talk to people instead of it being this huge thing where it's. I'm not trying to be like a gatekeeping nerd, but before Comic Cons went mainstream, they were better. Even like a couple years ago, they were better. Tickets were like $30. Now they're like $100, $200 to get in some cons. So I do think that the online streaming for the bigger names will help, because that's what the casual, I'll say casual nerds want to see anyway. They want to see the big names. They want to see the celebrities. So if they can do that online, that'll help. And then the smaller cons can still make their money because people like us who want to meet the artists that draw the comics, who want to cosplay, like it'll go back to it being those people, and tickets will be forced to be cheaper.
Yep, I agree.
So I'm kind of hoping that's what happens.
And that's the thing. I think that's the thing I was thinking about, because when you look at San Diego Comic-Con, because that's one of the biggest ones in the world, San Diego Comic-Con has lost its Comic-Con. It's more so about pop culture. Yeah, Comic-Con has been about. I've noticed so many TV shows are pushed that aren't even nerd related.
This is just a regular show. I had met. I was a Comic Palooza down here, and I met Chad Michael Murray and some of the people from One Tree. I was like, why was it One Tree Hill? I think so. I was like, why is One Tree Hill here? That's a regular show, and he was super nice. So it wasn't like, boo, get out of here, Chad Michael Murray. But it was just like, this isn't nerdy.
But yeah, I've seen that a lot, and that's the thing. I know a lot of, because I know when I go to San Diego, we have a rule. A lot of us have a rule who work in the nerd world and work in the internet sphere and all the entertainment world. If I'm not working, I'm not on that floor, because the convention floor is the worst thing to be a part of, because it's wall to wall people. It's very uncomfortable. Then it's like, yo, if I'm at Comic-Con, first of all, I'm not paying to go to Comic-Con. I'm there because I'm working. Because again, tickets are stupid. Then even worse for San Diego, there's a lottery to try to get a hotel room, and the hotel rooms be $300 to $400 a night. Let me tell you something,
and that's why I've never been.
$300 to $400 a night. I better be fucking every single.
Everybody better come in there.
Every night,
smash ready. Like I'm not even going to seek you. You are already here and ready and available. It doesn't. To do what? And that's why it's so stupid to me that it's that expensive. What am I paying this much money for? What am I paying this much money for?
To not even really be in your room, because if you are going down, like most of us again in entertainment too, unless like a lot of us get fortunate where the companies are paying for our room, and that's like cool, whatever. But think about it. Most people are going down there to go to the Comic-Con, to go to parties, to hang out all night. You paying $300 a night just to take a quick nap, shower, and be back out in the streets
all day. You wake up and go out and be out all day. I take a nap leaning on a wall at Comic-Cons because I'm like, I'm not going back up to the room. I'm partying. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Even for some of the cons, like for the tickets to be $500. Why am I paying that much to see people? I don't give a fuck about none of y'all that $500 worth. Like
the meet and greets they do. So
ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, because when I go to meet and greets, like if I see somebody I want to talk to, I'm like, oh, who do I know that's going to introduce me? I've been fortunate enough that working through Collider, Nerdist, and all these things, I'm either instantly recognized or I've met some of these people before. Or I know they managers and agents because they're just casual friends. So I'll be like, yo, go and get your bread real quick. Let me talk to them after they're done. I just want to talk, say what up, blah, 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 blah. And that happens. I do a thing on the Supervillain Squad on my Patreon. I call it the 101 tier with the Supervillain. It's with my $25 and up tier. And what that is we sit down for at least an hour and talk about whatever they want to talk about. Now, an hour, I bring.
Sorry, I'm smoking.
No worries, all good, all good.
Mhm.
I bring up the hour because when you go to a regular meet and greet, do you know what you paying for an hour for already? Standing in line.
Yup. And then you talk to them for like 3 minutes, if that, because it's a long ass line.
They want to take a picture. You might pay to take a picture or have them autograph something, and then you gone.
You know what I do at cons? I yell from across the room, and they'll wave, and I'm like, that's all I needed. The only one I regret not paying is Stan Lee.
I think all of us in life regret that one now.
But it was like $1,000. I'm like, I ain't got it, Stan Lee. But I saw him, yelled his name, and he waved at me. I'm like, that's all I needed. Because I know what happened. I don't need y'all to see it. I know Stan Lee waved at me.
I was backstage with Stan Lee at LA Comic-Con one year. And so he was just getting off stage, and they were bringing him in the back because like Stan got to eat because Stan was like 99 at the time. And I was like, cool. But I met him then. I didn't need to get a picture, but I was like, cool. Granted, I wish I'd have had a picture to, immortalize the moment. But $1,000, like again, some of these people are charging. I get it. And as somebody who knows people who work on the comic book shows, when I tell you the con season, they make a killing. They can leave the cons. Even the lower tier person, like somebody might have been on 1-2 episodes. Yeah. They can leave a con making a minimum of $30,000 in a weekend.
Damn. And
it's cash, more than like cash and in credit cards.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, am I that inclined to meet somebody? Like, I've never been that dude. That's just me personally. Any wrestlers, I'm like, yo, who do I know that you know? Boom. Hey, text my homie, and then I'll text him like, yo, do me a favor, text him real quick and say blah, 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 blah. And that's quick. But but again, that's the money at a Comic-Con thing. And then it's like also comic creators, which we were alluding to earlier, comic book creators, artists, and writers get pushed further and further to the back.
Yeah.
Which is
like that's what it's a Comic Con. That's what I came here for.
Yep, that is absolutely absurd. Like they get pushed further and further to the back, and you have these comic retailers, these comic book retailers that can't make the money because now everybody's focused on all of the pop culture stuff. And it's like, I get it. You bring people together. I understand that. It's cool with that. But at the same time, you're losing the heart of what this was in the first place. Because again, when you go back to prices, like you brought up, some cons be like $300-$400 a ticket, right? Roxy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
no,
I was
nodding. I forgot we're not.
Oh, I hate you. I'm gonna turn it. Now you turn it.
I was like,
I hate black folks.
I know you do.
Turn your camera back on. I'm gonna see you. I'm starting my cam. Make sure I see you. Wake your ass up. No, you pushed it. Oh, you start. Of course you did. Okay, that makes all the sense in the world. So you just said a good thing. So Comic-Con entrance tickets like $100, right?
Wild.
Let's say, for instance, that's $100 a day. Well, now sometimes it can be a VIP pass for the whole thing.
Yeah, but even with that, sometimes it'll still be like 2 or 3 for the weekend.
So let's use 200 as a base number, right? For a Comic-Con. Let's say 200. And again, talk about San Diego, you more than likely want to stay from Wednesday or from the beginning to the end. So like Wednesday to Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days, right? At $300 a night, that's $1,500 right there already.
You ain't even walked on the floor and been buying prints and buying merch and taking pictures.
Nothing yet. You ain't bought a thing yet. You ain't bought
stupid.
A thing yet. And so like when you're all said and done, you might be dropping $3-4K because yes, food is expensive. Yes, the stuff you're gonna buy on the floor is expensive. Like I was wanting the Infinity Gauntlet, the marble gauntlet that moves the fingers. I had been wanting that since it came out. And when it came out, it was like $200. And I was like, guess who won't be buying this gauntlet? And then it finally went down. And guess who found it on eBay? I mean, not eBay, on Amazon for $82 and was like, look at God, and went ahead and got it. You know what I'm saying? But I just hope that, like you said, Comic-Cons go back to normal because LA Comic-Con right now is still scheduled to happen in December.
Oh,
and it's supposed to be happening.
It just started raining real hard.
Yeah, that was a fun. I was like, damn, somebody breaking in your house? I thought somebody breaking in your crib. Like,
I wouldn't be that calm. Like, hey, nah, you got it.
like, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? Somebody just breaking in the crib and shit.
That's all good, bro. You
it's
know
all
how
good.
you know how I get down. You know
Look, it's 119 outside here.
you
So
know what I be saying.
but yeah, so we'll see what happens. So that's all the DC news I got. So let me go right now to the emails I got in the Mad Titan Podcast email. You know, you can email me madtitanpodcast@gmail.com, madtitanpodcast@gmail.com. You can also call the hotline, 818-276-6947, 818-276-6947. You goddamn right, I got a hotline.
Baller.
I'm out here trying to make sure people can get in touch with your boy. Now, I have no calls from the hotline this week, but I got a couple of emails. And I'll go to my first email from Ashley King. And it says, episode 72. Here's the email. It's a long one, but so bear with me, y'all. It says, hello, Jay. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be in these ever difficult and testing times. I just want to say thank you for episode 72 of the Mad Titan Podcast, as well as all the previous episodes, naturally, and for the eloquence, love, and respect you show when talking about the recent passing of Chadwick Boseman. An event to me that still does not seem real. I thought you spoke on it beautifully, as I had no doubt you would. And I would like to say that you certainly should not feel you had anything to apologize for, given the somber tone of the episode, not to mention other recent events such as the shooting of Jacob Blake, protests, Trumps, etc.
Oh, good.
As a person of color with a U in it, I'm a mixed race and live in the UK, but family on both sides from the Caribbean. Chadwick's passing and other recent issues have brought to the forefront the issues of Black and others from ethnic minority backgrounds face, and the challenges of peoples of all colors, genders, religions, etc., and that they have in tackling systemic racism and inequalities around the world. While I obviously love the film Black Panther and Chadwick's portrayal of the character across all the MCU films, it wasn't until his passing that it struck me that I've not seen any of his other films, 42, Get On Up, etc. This is something I plan to address and was wondering which of his non-Black Panther films would you particularly recommend? I'm aware that Chadwick was attached to play Yasuke, the only African and only ever non-Asian samurai, a project that he would have excelled in and believed he could have easily been nominated for an Academy Award in the future if given the role. Excuse me. He said, personally, it was Black Panther that brought you to my attention, most notably the trailer reaction on the Hyper Heroes YouTube channel that you were part of. Your riff at the end with the plate on the table still makes me laugh to this day. And it's from there I've enjoyed your perspective on films, TV shows, and now I'm a member of the Supervillain Squad. Thank you so much for that. While it's far too soon to speculate how this may impact the future of the MCU, I hope the heads of Marvel and Disney respectfully mark Chadwick's passing and do not sweep it under the carpet with the role of T'Challa being recast. Not that I imagine they will. Regardless, I hope the outpouring love and respect for Chadwick's work, not to mention the critical and commercial impact of Black Panther, will mean that Wakanda and Black Panther characters such as Shuri will continue to be involved in the MCU in a meaningful way going forward, as well as demonstrate there's a widespread outcry for Black minority heroes and characters to be seen on screen. On a different note, I'd like to get your thoughts on the upcoming second part of DC Fandom, and if you have any ideas or insider info as to what may be revealed at it. Also, do you think DC is putting too much emphasis on the Batman and their live-action universes as a hope of generating income in the wake of recent staff cuts? With Ben Affleck being in the Snyder Cut and the upcoming Flash movie, along with Michael Keaton, the Gotham Central show, and Pattinson as the Batman, is there a possibility of a Bat burnout? Marvel seems capable of passing on the torch to new characters, phasing out of Iron Man, Captain Man in the films, and I wonder if this is something DC is afraid to do. Thank you for all you do, and apologies for the long email. Keep pushing forward. Ashley King from Manchester, United Kingdom. First of all, I want to say thank you for being a part of the squad. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for your email. It means a lot, everything you said in there. There was so much I had to read. That's why I read it all. Normally, you guys know, I don't do long emails, so I read that. I think we addressed, Roxy and I addressed how they will probably go forward with T'Challa with the different ways. And of course, they're going to do it respectfully. That's been proven. With DC Fandom, we've addressed that as well. But I do think you can have Bat burnout. I do think you can. But the problem is, Batman is like a $10 to $15 million property. And that every time you use him, people will gravitate to him. And so that is why DC consistently uses that. The trinity within itself of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are profitable characters. But Batman in himself always draws eyes, always draws numbers. And so do I think of a Bat burnout? Potentially, yes. But also it's how you go about it. Gotham in itself was supposed to not be the series involving Bruce Wayne. It was supposed to be the series involving Jim Gordon and the Gotham PD. But because, like I've always said, people did not really care for Ben McKenzie, they had to shift it to Bruce Wayne. So I think we'll have to see. Now, for those that probably wondered, where did Roxy go? Well, the lightning knocked the power out of her crib for a second. She just texted me. And so that's why she got quiet. Again, you heard the storms. And so she'll possibly pop back in here in a few. So we'll see what happens. But I hope that answered your question, Ashley. I mean, it was a lot. It was a long email. Again, it was well thought out. Thank you so much. And it honestly just means a lot because of the kind words more than anything. So as far as a film that I think you should watch, I definitely recommend 42. I definitely recommend what else? 42. Get on the Bus, of course. The Five Bloods. What's the name? Let me find the name of that movie so I don't say it wrong. I want to give you the exact name of the movie. The exact name of it. Give me a second. Message from the King. Message from the King. Check that out as well. Check out Message from the King. And check out Marshall. Again, there's so much of him that he's done. It's always been a great, he's a great actor. But yeah, if you want to go past the Black Panther lore, check out those 42. Get on a Message from the King. Please check those out. And hopefully those will help, with the satiate the craving for more Chadwick Boseman. Let me go to another email that I have. It's from J.L. Phillips. And it says, the subject is Riri Williams. J.L. says, what's up, Jay? I got a question for you that I was pondering on the other day. With Marvel and Disney getting more and more into being more diverse, do you think they would ever introduce Riri Williams into the MCU? And for those who might not know, Riri is a 15-year-old Black girl who is a genius from Chicago. Rep your city, Jay. With Peter Parker only having a short time left in the MCU and the unlikelihood that Sony gives the MCU Miles Morales, I think she should be a good role model for young people. And she'll be able to give us that nostalgia feeling that we've been missing with Peter and that reminded us of Tony. Just a thought. Hope everything is good your way. Stay safe, pimpin'. P.S. I want to apologize if I came off being insensitive about my question about Black Panther. I honestly thought you might have had a previous episode recorded and my question would make it into the next episode. It always have and it always will be Wakanda forever this way because that made me believe. First of all, no need to apologize. I get it. No need to apologize at all. I'm totally fine with it. It wasn't insensitive. I understand. People are like, yo, so what's going to happen with a character I love? It's one of those things. It's just a natural thing to happen. It's just a natural thing to happen. So it's not a bad thing. So I'm not tripping on it. But I do see Riri being the one coming up because, again, we need a new Iron Man of sorts. And so you have her being the Iron Heart. And again, the genius level, Tom, I just said it earlier, Tom Holland's life within the MCU is short-lived. The deal was never meant to be long. So we'll see how that has to go forward. Hey, she's back as I was about to wrap up the show. So he said, so look, you did all the emails, but I told y'all she's possibly going to be back. And I told people that, you had the lightning take the power out the crib.
Wi-Fi been tripping all day.
So listen, I want to thank, before I go into thanking everybody, I want to say thank you for dealing with everything. We got you back on here. Gonna have all that chopped up and fixed. Go ahead and tell the people if they want to find you and the work that you do, how they can reach you, get in touch with you. Because I got to take off this Jimi Hendrix shirt pretty soon, so I can go ahead and work out. I just threw this shit on real quick. So go ahead and tell people.
I'm chewing this cheese. My bad. Okay. So no, I had some cashews too. Hold up. None of this bodes well for speaking. All this, these are the worst foods to eat. We try to talk. What? Oh, Roxy Haze. I'm sorry, I'm kind of high too. Can you tell? All right, so Roxy Haze is Roxy Haze on everything. ROXXYHAZE. I am on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. Even though I don't know how long that's gonna be a thing. YouTube. I am also part of, like I said, All Death Cannabis. So go follow All Death Cannabis. They have a page on Instagram, Facebook, but mainly YouTube. So go subscribe to the All Death Cannabis YouTube channel. And
that's it? Because, you high, so you might not remember everything.
My mixtape. Oh, yeah, if you want to hear my mixtape, that's also on my YouTube channel, but it's on SoundCloud. And I work with New York Alt Arts Academy. We have a weekly podcast where we teach different things in the arts and entertainment industry, like how to use StreamYard, like we're using now to record this, or how to get an SBA loan, all that kind of stuff. So check that out. It is New York Alt Arts Academy. That's altartsacademy.com. But everything's on Facebook.
Yeah, you know, the thing you were supposed to send me a date for a while back.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm still making this spreadsheet.
And it was just like I told Victor in the thing on the thread, like, yeah, Roxy gonna forget. So
luckily I got a task list. So it's in the task list for me. I haven't hit up nobody. But I'm working on it.
Again, y'all already know how you can find me. Twitter, Instagram at Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. You really should. If you want to join, Lord have Jesus mercy.
I'm so sorry. Start over. Let me stop. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
If you want to join the Super Bowl squad on Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. Also, when you join it off jump, you are a producer of the Mad Titan podcast, because this only way I get this done is with you guys and your support, and as well as the YouTube content. And also, I want to thank all of the members of the squad. Roxy, hold on, this is a long list. Here we go. To my newest member, Brian Larson, thank you for joining the squad. Adam Collins, Alberto Rios, thank you for joining at the one-on-one tier. Again, for the $25 and up tier, you can do the one-on-one with the supervillain. I'll explain at the end. Adelia Chamberlain, Ashley King, AZ Badfish, thank you for joining the one-on-one with the supervillain tier. Brian Kimmett, Brandy Parker, Brock Severinson, California Joe, Chauncey Woodson, thank you for joining at that one-on-one tier, bro. Cheryl Corman, Christopher Conley, Kasi Nachaloba, Dan Bimke, David Adams, David Gaines, Deontay Clemens, Dizzle, DJ Snacks, Edward Wilshire, Fanboy Cantina, Fillmore Pockets, Fred Castillo, Greg Morshi, Hank Staley, Hillary Nellums, Jay Beasy, Jake Icavetta, James Roberts, James Smart, Jared Simpson, Jason Inman, Jeffrey Chadorn, Jim Mason, Jim Payne, thank you for joining at the one-on-one tier. Joe Crack, John Mariano, John Lestrina, Justin Square, Kirsty Oliveria, Kyle Grandinetti, LK, Luis A. Torres, thank you for joining at the one-on-one tier. Marcus Kennedy, Marcus Burton, Mike Moore, Mike Ulito, Paisley Darts, Patrick Harden, Quentin Elmorow, Randy Constance, thank you for joining at the one-on-one tier. Raul Alejandro Mendoza, Rudy Rueda, thank you for joining at the one-on-one tier. Samir Tesfaye, thank you for joining at the one-on-one tier. Steve Tozen, the Prince That Wasn't Promised, and Travis Earl. Thank you all for being members of the squad. Again, if you join at the $25 and up one-on-one on the Supervillain tier, you can see some of the videos that are up now on my YouTube channel, by the way, youtube.com/JAY Washington 80. Check that out over there. Also, make sure you check out every Tuesday live, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. on the East Coast, Blurds in the Hood with myself and Winston A. Marshall. YouTube.com/Blurds in the Hood. That's BLERDS, the letter NTHEHOOD. If y'all could see me right now, I'm closing my fucking eyes trying to get through this so I don't look at Roxy, so I start busting the fuck up.
Oh, yeah, they can't see this.
They can't see this, so I can, and it just got me so tickled. So Blurds in the Hood, that I am on American Funniest.
He opened his eyes. Perfect.
They were. I am on America's Funniest Videos new TV channel on Pluto TV. I'm on their new shows, Versus and the Dub Club. So thank you to America's Funniest on Videos for the love. I've been able to do those new shows. That's that. I got some other stuff coming up I'll tell y'all about later. The Blurds in the Hood, we got a sponsor. Check that out on the Blurds in the Hood Twitter. All that, man. I will holler at you guys next week. Till then, I'm out of here. Take care. Bye.